Biafra, superstars, media.
Ohamadike, it is well.
Ohamadike. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu, fellow Biafrans. Today is Thursday, 22nd of May, 2025. What you are seeing here is the proceedings that took place today in the court case of Nnamdi Kanu, where a series of questions was asked to the witness number 2, known as BBB. The first one was they played a video from the so-called head of DSS where he was speaking to those that call themselves Nigerians, telling them to arm themselves to the teeth, telling them not to wait for the army, not to wait for the DSS, not to wait for the police to come and protect them. It's impossible because the number of police or military parastatals in that zoo cannot take care of the whole communities. The head of DSS was the first video they played while he was speaking this way, and they asked the witness BBB, "Do you know this man?" He said, "Yes." "Who is he?" He said, "He is the head, our boss, the head of DSS." The second video they played was Governor Hope Uzodimma, a man who is known as the governor of the old Imo State, where he was speaking in a press briefing, and he said those committing the killings in Imo State are not IPOB, that they are members of the opposition political parties. Once again, the defense team of Nnamdi Kanu asked the witness BBB if he knows who is speaking. He said, "Yes, that's the governor of Imo State speaking." And they said, "Did he hear what he said? That it wasn't the IPOB doing the killing, but opposition political parties." The DSS man said, well, he didn't specify who was doing it. He only said opposition parties. The third question was a caveat. They now asked that witness, is IPOB into politics in Nigeria, or is IPOB a political party? The witness was caught with his pants hanging down. He said he cannot verify that. At that point, a couple of questions went through in that zoo, and the Justice James Omotosho decided to say, okay, he's going to adjourn the case to the 28th of May and some other dates in the month of June. But fellow Biafrans, that's not why we are here. The main reason why we are here is that we need to understand what is happening in Nigeria is strange. That's the only people going through this are the Biafrans. It is so strange. All those who have called for freedom, all those who have yearned for the freedom of their people, none of them have been called to this level to be accused of being a terrorist. But today, at a time when kidnapping, killings, terrorism, Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, their activities is at the all-time high. All-time high, ATH, in that zoo called Nigeria. But the people who are still called by the Nigerian government to face trial for terrorism are again the Biafrans. And Nnamdi Kanu was in UK. He was invited to Kenya for business to discuss the liberation. That's where they were able to smoke him out. The Buhari government was able to smoke him out from Kenya. They colluded with some mercenaries and brought him back through kidnapping and through an extraordinary rendition. He was brought back to the zoo. And now they want to forfeit or profit from their crime. You kidnap somebody from Kenya, brought him to Nigeria, and you still want to try that person. Even though the appeal court said that Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer, the appeal court said no other charges must be brought against this man called Nnamdi Kanu. And they even gave them an advice. They said, take this man back to where you took him from. Take him back to Kenya. Oh my God, I'm in the spirit already. I want to take it easy this time. I don't want to be in the spirit. They said, take him back to Kenya. Apologize to him and allow him to find his way back to Britain. He has no case to answer. No charges can be brought upon this man. But in Nigeria, elephants can fly. Today, our leader is in court. God, the appeal court is higher than the High Court. The Supreme Court is higher than the appeal court. And if the appeal court made a statement, a pronouncement, a judgment that Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged and acquitted and no other charges should be brought upon him. But today, the High Court of Nigeria in Abuja, Nigeria, oh Nigeria, he's been tried. They said yes, according to Malami, yes, he was discharged by the so-called High Court or Appeal Court, but the charges are still pending. He has not been acquitted. That's the language of Malami. This is the problem. When you do this, your so-called quota system in that so-called Nigeria, where not only the best, can strive for perfection, not only the best can get the best jobs in that so-called Nigeria. While we are here in the Western world, we compete with the white man. We compete. We make sure we dot all our I's and cross all our T's. We go for tests. We go for interviews. And when we do well, God willing, we get the job. But in that so-called Nigeria, they have what they call a quota system, where somebody who studied Islamic law, somebody who studied Sharia law, was made the AGF of that so-called Nigeria. He was made the Attorney General of the Federation, or whatever you call it, of that so-called Nigeria. That's what you expect. They say when you put a square peg in a round hole, there will be friction, there will be turbulence, there will be a problem. They won't be able to comprehend. They won't be able to have the capacity to comprehend and do things. They won't have the ability to do things. That's why a man like that, a stark functioning illiterate, can come and interpret a law given by the appeal court that says Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged and no other charges should be brought upon him. But Malami, a man that the zoo was okay with to be their AGF, he said yes, of a truth, Nnamdi Kanu was discharged, but he was not acquitted. That can only happen in that so-called Nigeria, because in Nigeria, elephants can fly. So today, our leader Nnamdi Kanu is in court, and you wonder what the hell is he doing? What is Nigeria doing in court? What are they doing with this man? This man did not carry even a dang gun. This man didn't carry even a toy gun. All he did was had a microphone and a studio, what with a laptop, to speak truth to power. All he did was spoke. He spoke the truth. He spoke the gospel. Everything he has said has come to pass. But no. In Nigeria, they say when you say truth, you are guilty. When you expose the real, you are in trouble. That's the problem with Nigeria. That's why we say we cannot get involved with Nigeria. We the Biafrans, we are different. Our culture is different. We believe in speaking the truth. We believe in speaking truth to power. We don't believe in cowing down. We don't believe in bowing down. We are not the type that kiss the ring. That's why the caliphate, they will come to the land of Biafra and choose the worst amongst us to be the so-called governors of those states. You saw the case of Hope, a man who took number 4 in an election, but when he went to the north to kiss the finger, to kiss the ring of the caliphate, today he is the governor, a so-called 2-term governor in the old Imo state. Fellow Biafrans, this is the problem. So today I will play one of the videos that nailed the coffin of the DSS. Those idiots wearing masks, those who are not confident enough to show them faces in a court case. You are trying somebody, you interviewed somebody, it is time for you to challenge him in court, and you are wearing a balaclava. You are covering your face, you are hiding your face, because deep inside you know your mind is not truthful. So today I will play you a video by the so-called head of the DSS. This video was played in court and the DSS witness was bamboozled. He was dumbfounded. He couldn't say anything. It was clear that everything Nnamdi Kanu was saying, the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu, was being preached by the head of DSS. Fellow Biafrans, listeners all across the world, allow me to play this video. This was the nail that hit or sealed the fate of the DSS and their so-called charges against Nnamdi Kanu. This was what sealed the fate of Nigeria when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu's case. If you are ready, watch this video and I'll come back. Watch this.
Is that we should not make this another talk show.
Listen.
And that's why this is my intervention. That security starts from you.
Okay.
There's nothing that is new. 1870 something, I can't remember. The French Revolution in the street of Paris, they were beheading people. Yeah, we've had hijack of plane. We will forget quickly. We've had the wet year syndrome. We had so many. There's no Metasini or whatever. There will always be security problem.
Listen.
So when I hear people say this is security in Nigeria, as long as human beings exist, there will be security problem. The issue is the response.
Listen.
We have to take that mentality away. What is the security agencies doing? What are who, apart from a tree, knows that they want to come and cut him and remain standing?
Wow.
Only a tree.
Only a tree.
We have to get the communities to rise and defend themselves first.
Listen.
And the time to start it is now.
Listen, take it back.
We have to get the communities to rise and defend themselves first.
Okay.
And the time to start it is now.
Okay, one more time.
We have to get the communities to rise and defend themselves first. And the time to start it is now.
Hold it there. We have to get the communities to rise and defend themselves. The time for them to do it is now. We have to rise. Oh my God. We have to get the communities. He didn't say the army or the military. He said the communities. It means to the grassroots. We need to get the communities, awaken the communities, speak to the communities, be an advocate to the communities, educate the communities to rise. Let them rise and protect themselves. Let them rise and take the onus, the ownership of their life and protect themselves against the Fulani killer headsmen, against Boko Haram, against ISIS, against ISWAP, against Lakurawa, against the kidnappers, against those who are headsmen with AK-47 coming to steal your land, raping your mothers in the farms, taking over your lands, claiming that they are coming for Ruga, but at the end they come to steal your land. They chase you to the IDP camp while the government puts you in a place, in a canopy, in the IDP camp. These same guys, they go back to those lands, those abandoned villages. They resettle in those lands. They change the name of the land. They change the community of the land. They change the streets of the land. They change the way of life of the land. And those are the IDP camp. They cannot come back. But suddenly, strangers are amongst you. Suddenly, strangers are occupying your land. And the DSS, they see them. The army, they see them. The police, they see them. The CID, they see them. They see them taking over and resettling in this land. But they do nothing about it. They become taxpayers. They become tax collectors in those communities. And the DSS, the military, the police of Nigeria, they do nothing about it. Because they are done with the script of the caliphate. That is the blueprint of the caliphate, to come and Islamize Nigeria, because of the promise that was given to them by the man they call Usman Danfodio. Some call him Otman Danfodio. Back in the days, he was said that the only land promised to them by Allah is Nigeria. And to conquer Nigeria, to Islamize Nigeria, they must make sure the Quran is dipped into the Red Sea. As far as the Quran can go, that is the land given to them by God. If they can dip the Quran in the Red Sea, it means from that place to the Red Sea, the land becomes Sudan. But for the short-term goal, their aim is to take over Nigeria. So they want to dip the Quran, oh my God, in River Niger. And they are doing it. And somehow those who say they love Nigeria, they pretend not to see what is happening. They pretend not to see how things are going. The government has warned them. Do not say it is a Fulani killer headsmen. Do not call them terrorists. Call them farmers and herders clash. When they come to steal your land, when they come to eat the crops in your land, don't call them the Fulani terrorists. Call them headers. Make it a nice topic. Call it the farmers and the headers clash. That's where the international world will not know what is happening in that zoo called Nigeria. That's where the UN will be confused when they're hearing about the farmers and the headers clashing. That way, even the UN, the EU, ICC, they will not have a case to deal with when it comes to the real situation happening in that zoo called Nigeria. The media of Nigeria, the Yoruba media, unfortunately, they were bad from speaking about terrorism happening in Nigeria. They couldn't call them the Fulani terrorists. They call them headsmen. They call them, different kind of funny names just to avoid who they are. Fellow Biafrans, but this man, the head of the DSS, he spoke truth to power. He came out in the public and said they must do something whereby the community will start to protect themselves. He was speaking the same gospel. He was preaching the same gospel as Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu told the Biafrans, we must rise up to protect our land because they are coming. The Fulani headsmen, they are coming. Boko Haram, they are coming. ISIS, they are coming. They are coming to steal your land. They are coming to rape your women. They are coming, they are coming, they are coming. And they have come. Today they have come. So let us take it one more time. This was the video that made even the justice, James Omotocho, the justice, the judge of the case, he was baffled. He was confused. He was perplexed. He said, wow. You also called prosecutors. You must have your act right because Nnamdi Kanu has done nothing wrong. Listen to the video again and it will blow your mind. Listen.
There's no Metasini or whatever. There will always be security problem.
Listen.
So when I hear people say this is security in Nigeria, as long as human beings exist, there will be security problem. Okay. The issue is the response. We have to take that mentality away. What is the security agencies doing? Who, apart from a tree, knows that they want to come and cut him and remain standing?
Who, apart from a tree, will know that they are coming to cut it and it will remain standing? So when the Nigerian government in 2017, headed by Buhari, that stinking dirty idiot, when he sent the military, Boko Haram men, now we know they are Boko Haram men dressed in Nigerian military uniform, when he sent them to the home of Nnamdi Kanu to kill him, in the process, 28 men were killed. 28 men kicked the bucket. 28 men lost their life. And the only reason why Nnamdi Kanu saved, his life was saved in that process, was because those 28 men, they chose to become a human shield around Nnamdi Kanu. They said, Ohamadike, we love you so much. We know they have come to kill you. We shall not allow them to take your life. Instead, we shall become a human shield. We shall protect you as you scale through the fence. Let the bullet comes. We shall take the bullet, but at the end, your life will be spared. So when the Nigerian military came to the home of Nnamdi Kanu, they opened fire. They were shooting from left to right. There was non-stop of gunshots. The bullets were spilling out. And as those men were protecting Nnamdi Kanu, he was running towards the fence. People were falling down. 28 died. Only 2 escaped. Nnamdi Kanu and the one they call Ikonso. They were both that were able to scale the fence. The other people were killed. Not only that, when the Nigerian military saw the dog of Nnamdi Kanu, they assumed that Nnamdi Kanu has changed to a dog because they had an informant who told them Nnamdi Kanu was in that house. So when they came and they were going through all the dead bodies, they didn't find the man on Nnamdi Kanu. They were angry. So when they saw the dog, they assumed the dog was in Nnamdi Kanu. That was how the Nigerian military put 3 bullets in the head of the dog they called Jack. That way, even the dog and 28 men didn't spare their life. This is Nigeria for you. But not only that, during that time, due to politics, those in Nigeria, those who say they love Nigeria, those who say God bless Nigeria, they were so happy. They were begging the government of Buhari. They told them to send the military back to the home of Nnamdi Kanu, that they should make a video of the dead body of Nnamdi Kanu. They were begging the government of Buhari to do that. And when the military went back, they said they couldn't find Nnamdi Kanu. They were angry. They called Biafra Biafra. But today, the God of Biafra has shown Nigeria that yes, you were happy when they were killing us. You were happy when the Nigerians sent their military might on the people of Biafra. But today, killings is happening all across that zone called Nigeria. There is Boko Haram, there is ISIS, there is kidnapping, there is pillaging. People are paying ransom. Ransom is not like a jamboree. Ransom is like an offering. Every day, families are paying ransom. The chicken has come home to roost. But today, I am playing to you what they played to the judge in that case, and he was blown away. He said, if the DSS could speak this way, if the head of the DSS could speak this way, then what the hell are you holding Nnamdi Kanu for? How come Nnamdi Kanu is the only one being held for speaking truth to power? Listen one more time to this man, and it will blow your mind. Listen, listen, listen.
Apart from a tree, those that they want to come and cut him and remain standing. Only a tree. We have to get the communities to rise and defend themselves first. And
we have to get the communities to rise and defend themselves first. We have to get the communities to rise and defend themselves first. Let's continue.
the time to start it is now.
The time to start it is now. May God bless this man. I know he's a Yoruba man, and to an extent, the Yorubas, they keep it real. That's why I love them. The good ones amongst them, they keep it real. It's only the strangers that came amongst them that's the problem. Some strangers came to Lagos in the year 1999 to support the mandate of a particular man. In the year 1999, something strange happened. Go and do your research. I was a child living in Lagos, and I saw the change happen. I saw the transition. Suddenly, foreigners, Biafrans living in Lagos, they were now wearing babariga and kaftan. If you're working in the local government, if you're working in the civil service, you must change your dress code attire. If not, if the Igbo-ness was in you, if you were going to work on a Friday, because during those days, every Friday was known as the traditional days. I used to see my uncles, my relatives, they wear their Ishiagu every Friday. But something happened in 1999. People were now hiding their identity because a foreigner, some Maruda, some interloper, some strangers came amongst them in the name of politics, and they were running Lagos. They were ruling Lagos, and a change happened because to them it was a shock seeing the Igbos and the Yorubas working amicably, seeing the Igbos and the Yorubas intermarrying, seeing the Igbos and the Yorubas doing business together, living peacefully together. To these strangers, it was a misnomer. They've never seen it happen before. So they said, no, we must create an enmity in Lagos. That was the beginning of the problem. But this man here, he's speaking to the power. That tells me he's different. He's a man that knows his onion. He's a man that believes in justice. So he's speaking the truth. He's not the type to bite his words or mince his words. He's speaking exactly what you should do. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. The community must rise to protect themselves. He said this, and this was the same gospel of Nnamdi Kanu. I don't have to play you the rest. I don't have to go deeper and let you know what Nnamdi Kanu has been saying all this while. But let's hear from this man one more time for the last time. Hear from him. Hear his words, and it will blow your mind. If you're ready for the last time, let us hear this man. Listen.
So many. There's no Metasini or whatever. There will always be security problem. So when I hear people say this is security in Nigeria, as long as human beings exist, there will be security problem. The issue is the response. We have to take that mentality away. What is the security agencies doing? Who, apart from a tree, knows that they want to come and cut him and remain standing? Only a tree. We have to get the communities to rise and defend themselves first. And the time to start it is now.
Okay.
When you move out from here, I do that every day. I come from a village in Ijebu land,
listen,
Ogun State, and I talk to my people. I know the level of armament they are entitled to. I know how they organize themselves in quarters. We have 4 quarters. I am using my expertise to guide them.
Listen.
You cannot wait for the military to come and do everything.
Hold it there. God have mercy. This is the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, you can call this man, I believe his name is Adiola Oluwatonsi or something like that, Ajayi. You can call him a disciple of Nnamdi Kanu. You can call him a listener, a student of Nnamdi Kanu, because he spoke exactly what Nnamdi Kanu was saying. We need guns to protect ourselves because they are coming. ISIS are coming. Boko Haram, they have come. They are coming, they are coming, they are coming. And today they have come. Today, Nigeria, I mean, look at what's happening in Nigeria. Look at what's happening. People are paying ransom every day. The other time, a relative was kidnapped. Those that don't even have my contact details, they contacted me from far away, abroad. Please, my brother, please, my son, help us. Our uncle was kidnapped. Please support us. Think about that. A man warned us before this happened. Nnamdi Kanu saw it coming, and he told us to be prepared. And through the ESN, the then ESN, we were prepared. We were protecting our land diligently until the governors, the so-called southeastern governors, they chose to go back to Aso Rock and kiss the ring of the caliphate with promise that they will make them president and the rest of them. Today, where are they now? That's the question. They went to proscribe IPOB. And today, the caliphate used the opportunity, that loophole of the so-called Southeast governors, proscribing 80 million people. Today, the zoo president or the zoo government has now tagged IPOB as a terrorist organization. But the mistake came from the so-called Southeast governors. Fellow Biafrans, listeners all across the world, you've heard it. From the mouth of the DSS man himself. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Adiola, I believe that's his name. Oluwatosin Ajayi. He has spoken truth to power. It's like he's preaching from the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu. The book of Nnamdi Kanu, chapter 2, verse 1, technically speaking. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear.
ISIS will enter the zoo and Chad. As I told you before, anything you hear on Radio Biafra is correct. I told you on this platform that they will come for you. You see, let me tell you one thing that people don't know because you don't know history. I forgive some of you because in your schools in the zoo they don't teach you anything. I want some people to actually go and sit down and study the history of Islam. Islam is the only religion that has never stopped growing. Islam is the only religion that has never stopped expanding through militancy and war. Others have stopped, only Islam. Islam believes in expanding through war, and that war is coming. Now, I must be put on record. I wanted to record this very broadcast and play it all the time for our people to also understand and listen very carefully. And I will say it tonight. And if you come to me in the future, I'll refer you to the broadcast of the 8th of June 2015, and that I made this very comment I'm about to make now at precisely 10 minutes to 8 p.m. in the evening. If ISIS comes down into the zoo, of course they are part of Boko Haram anyway, if they fall, not if they, because they have forged an alliance already, if they launch any attack with the name of ISIS on the zoo soil, if you come to us to give us weapons, I will decline it. I will allow them to kill all of you before we mount any counter-offensive. Let me tell you one thing that you don't understand. Some of you, you claim you went to school, but you didn't go to school. Because if you went to school, you will understand how Islam works. Islam is coming for you. They must come for you. It's a M-U-S-T, must. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Only you can defend yourselves. ISIS is coming, not just Boko Haram, but the real bad people that are coming. They need access to the oil, and they will get it to secure their financial base for their continued expansion within the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. The zoo is seen as pivotal, and Biafra land is where the resources that they're looking for is lying in. Some of you cannot reason, you cannot see very well because you're blind, but at least you're lucky. You're listening to Radio Biafra. Very, very lucky indeed. I'm telling you the truth. Or else I can in your blindness. It is that darkness we've come to shed light on that you can see properly. If they enter the zoo, I will not command this army. I need guns and I have the men. I need guns and I need bullets. That's all we need. And then we win. I have been sounding this warning. I've been telling you, you think we are joking. They are coming. Your mothers will be raped. Your sisters will be married off as slaves. I'm telling you that now. Right as I speak, write it down. Biafra land will be decimated unless we equip this army to defend us. If we don't equip our army to defend us, in other words, if we don't march this year, it will be very difficult for us to recover. Forget all this nonsense. All these so-called pro-Biafra groups you're saying, Awasa brought them out to confuse you. Awasa brought them out. That is why they cannot say what we are saying or do what we're capable of doing. These are Awasa groups and you are not listening. That's now I want to you are not listening. Because the devil has gone into all these idols that you worship. The devil has gone inside you to harden your heart, to blind your eyes that you can no longer see. That day I will tell you to remember the broadcast of the 8th of June 2015. I will tell you to go back to it. I need guns and I need weapons. If I don't have guns and bullets, the army of Biafra cannot defend your towns and villages. The sooner you get that into your thick skull, the better for everybody. You are black people, you don't reason, I know that for sure. But the sooner you take this very message seriously, the better for everybody. Or else you're finished. ISIS is coming. They will enter the zoo and Chad very, very shortly. Not as Boko Haram, they are coming in as their franchise and as their name dictates. ISIS is coming. If you like, you make haste while the sun is shining, or if you like, you can continue to be dumb and stupid. That's entirely up to you. I won't be there, but you'll be dead anyway. And Radio Biafra will not report it, and nobody will. If you like, you give us guns. If you like, you don't.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan, Bloomington, Lord Logan, and it's wild Flora show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.
Hold it there. Hold on there. Hold it there, my people. Do you all even catch the lyrics in that jingle? In the outro, do you just catch what I said in that jingle? About Lord Lugard. The one they call Lord Lugard and his wife, Flora Shaw. Did you catch what I said? Do you catch the lyrics of what I said in that jingle? Let me break it down, because sometimes you guys, you are difficult in learning or hearing. You pretend you don't hear what I was saying there. I said, and I quote, blame it on Lord Lugard and his wife, Flora Shaw. 1914 amalgamation is what we are dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism, it's nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra is going to come. Clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we are free now. Our freedom is going to come. We are free now. End of quotes. Today, we the Biafrans, we are free. My brother, the Oduduwa, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Because I've always put you guys. I've had high hopes for you guys. You guys claim you are the most educated in that zoo called Nigeria. You are the most vast, the most learned. So I had belief in you that you know what is right and what is wrong. So in my lyrics, I said, blame it on Lord Lugard and his wife, Flora Shaw. 1914 amalgamation is what we are dying of. 3 nations to 1 nation. He made 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism, racism, tribalism, this is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra is going to come. Clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we are free now. Freedom is going to come. We are free now. Lord have mercy. I made those lyrics when I saw my brother Chief Sunday Igbo rose up for his people. I was inspired by God to add the Yorubas to that freedom, the redemption of a people. I wasn't being selfish. I didn't just speak of my people, the Biafrans alone, because I have this love, affinity for the Yorubas.